Hello friends, Seymour here. I want to make this video on a subject that's been on my mind from stories I hear, painful stories I hear from adult, experienced people that make this painful mistake, shocking mistake. You wouldn't expect people that are grown up. A lot of them been through a couple of marriages and divorced, and mature people. From their late 20s to their late 60s and older, making this painful mistake. And the mistake I am talking about is people that go overseas, people that are living in Western countries and go overseas to these third world countries in Asia, Eastern Europe, wherever you want to, doesn't matter, Latin America. And they meet these women that are significantly younger than them, and these women tell them what they want to hear 99.99% of the times, because they are dirt poor and they see these men as lifeline. And these men are coming from they're coming from a world of hurt, from failed marriages, failed relationships, women in the West that really don't need them as much as these women do. And they are in a warm tropical place. They have a ton of booze in them, and they suddenly see a woman that's sweet to them, tells them what they want to hear, gives them a massage, rubs their feet, and smiles, and whatever they say, she says yes, and they feel like they've suddenly stumbled upon a pot of gold. And they let it go to their heads, and sooner or later these women will start asking them for money, and then they tell them that they have got a father who's in a hospital, they got a brother who got in a car accident, or they have a mother who's sick and can't walk, and the government is taking their house away. All kinds of sob stories, and they basically it all ends up with them asking these guys for money, and these guys who believe that these women are actually in love with them, only to find out the hard facts, truth later on. They send money, and then they come back and cry to the world that they got cheated. Honestly, I don't know why these mature, experienced men who've been through sometimes multiple marriages, they are not a 16-year-old teenager. I don't know how they somehow make themselves believe that somehow a woman 20, 30 years younger than them has fallen in love with some old drunk guy, that's sometimes their grandfather's age. They let it all go to their head. The only honestly, in most cases, I can come up with two types of men that fall for these kind of stories and delude themselves. The first kind is that there's the kind that believes that they so want to believe that this is true. They so want to believe that this is a nice girl that's gonna be that has fallen in love with them, and that wants no other man but them, and this is genuine love, and it's not because of money or anything else. She's just a good person that's fallen in love with him and everything. They so want to believe that to be true that they, despite their best judgment, they ignore all the red flags and the warnings and realities. And then there is the second kind that is genuinely, I don't want to say stupid, but is genuinely not street smart, and just naive, and they just are not street smart. They could have the highest degrees from the best universities in the world, and they could have the highest paying jobs, and believe me, I swear, I've seen these people that are very, very, very successful and respected in their jobs, but as far as street smarts, they're like retarded people. They fall for these scams, and they don't know what hit them. And a lot of times I've seen situations where these women in third world countries in Asia, say Thailand, Vietnam, Philippines, they got 3 or 4 of these guys on a string, telling them what they want to hear, and these guys are sending a check, sending money on a monthly basis. And the only way that these days, the only way that they find out is through social media. They at first they talking to each other every day on Skype. After they meet and the guy goes back to his own country, they talk on Skype. They talk every day. Then after a couple of weeks, couple of months goes by, she's not available anymore. She says, she's busy or she's visiting her family, when in fact she's going back to the same bars and places that they met originally, and she's meeting new guys. She's meeting new guys and doing what she came there to do from the villages in the first place. And among these stories and these situations, the very worst is the kind that, again, these Western men from Europe and America that go to Asia or other third world countries and meet these women, and these women are so nice to them, they're so accommodating, they're so pleasing, they're so subservient and sweet and agreeable, and they say, oh my God, I have found a diamond mine, I found gold. So they make the horrible mistake of marrying these women and bringing them back to the West. And in a matter of a very short time, these women will learn the ropes. They meet people that tell them, hey, why are you hanging out with this old guy? Go divorce him, leave him, take his house, whatever money he has, and go with someone younger. And they do. And these women actually become worse than the women that these guys ran away from their own countries in the West. Because at least the ones that are born and raised in the West, well, they're used to all the things that are available and all the opportunities. They were born and raised into it. But these people are hungry and opportunistic, and they're 10 times more voracious than these their counterparts who were born and raised in the West. So there is even more of a horror stories of bloody stumps that get left after these women are through with them. So if there's anybody listening out there who's considering, marrying these women from the third world and bringing them back to the West, thinking they're going to be the same, for God's sake, do not do that. If you want to go there and have fun, go do it, and have fun with them over there. And as long as you're there, and as long as you're not getting involved with them, meaning sending money to their family and taking them in to live with you, if you're living over there in your apartment or your house or whatever, as long as you're not getting involved past the having fun stage with them, you're okay. And as long as you keep them there, they're going to be on their best behavior, because they know that you've got 1,000,001 options over there. If she starts acting up, there's 1,000 other ones in line waiting to take her place. But when you bring them back to you, to the West, you're screwed. So please, keep your feet on the ground and understand one old rule that will never change until the end of time. If it's too good to be true, it is. No 20-year-old girl is going to fall in love with some 50-year-old, 60-year-old guy, with a horny guy coming from the West with a beer belly and wrinkles all over his face, because that's her choice. Come on. Be realistic, guys. See things for what it really is, as opposed to what you are hoping for that to be. I hope this helps. I hope this, even if it saves one person, I'm happy. Because I want to help. I want to impart what I've learned. I want to share. The best things, the best favor we can do ourselves is to learn from the mistakes of others. And I in closing, I just want to share with you something I saw on a billboard that I'll never forget. It was a quote saying that intelligent, wise people learn from the mistakes of others, while fools insist on making their own. Let that sink in, guys, and I will see you in the next video.